It's time to play some stuff.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the grand finale of patch 7.0, and welcome to the grand finale of the coverage of World of Warcraft Legion right now here on Play Some Stuff on Twitch. This is Jay, aka MultimediaJay, and it's time to conclude the music, apparently. No. I'm trying to... You play another game for a day or two, and you completely screw up your controls and things along those lines. So, welcome everyone to the Paladin basement cathedral, so to speak. That's basically what it is. Lots of statues of big paladins, stuff like that. And I love the cathedral layout. There was one time I actually wore some priest-looking stuff, and, well, folks are like, "What are you doing? You're a paladin," or something. You have the altar, of course, where you work on your artifact weapons. So, I'm hitting the wrong button because I'm used to another game's controls here. So, ultimately I went with a pseudo-transmog. I kept the sword because how big it is, and Warcraft is all about ginormous fantasy weapons anyways. So I want to conclude our discussion about World of Warcraft Legion because it's patch 7.0, the almost eve of the launch of patch 7.1, and much like when patch 6.0 ended in Warlords of Draenor, I did a rest of the story discussion video. So let's just take a little walk around the order hall here, and you got folks practicing, including some knights. Somehow I think that this is not really a fair fight, Big Hammer versus Little Hammer, but that's a little because video games moment here. But I do like how the order halls feel versus the garrisons. There's definitely a little bit of a camaraderie, so to speak, with seeing paladins everywhere. Sometimes someone will beat up a target dummy or practice healing, like that guy. Oh, that's an NPC, and stuff along those lines. Right. Let's talk about the end, well, not the end game per se, but the parts of World of Warcraft that basically are a nod to Guild Wars 2. Now, the question that I'm sure some people are asking is, okay, why are you leaving Legion so early? Does Legion suck? The answer is no, it doesn't. The thing is, I was already keeping an eye on the on Elder Scrolls Online's One Tamriel release, and so I finally picked up the game and I finally checked it out, and I've been gotten so into ESO that I think I'm just going to take a break from this game because compared to ESO, it's actually well, a little bit long in the tooth, so to speak. Nothing bad about Legion. Keep on playing Legion if you want to keep playing Legion if you're watching this. But I just happen to like ESO so much that I want to put this on pause for now. Maybe when I get bored with ESO, I'll come back. Which is very interesting because this means that World of Warcraft now occupies the place in the games library that I have here that is more traditionally associated with Guild Wars. People say that Guild Wars is the kind of game that you play when you're bored with everything else. Well, so yes. Dalaran on a ground mount. It's a different seeing HD Dalaran on a ground mount, but I've totally gotten sick of course, there's the pumpkins for Hallows End, the Halloween-themed event taking place with the Headless Horseman and everything. I think I'll be skipping that this year. Actually, I liked Brewfest a lot better, but hey, Hallows End is worth it too, but that's why you'll see extra candles here. Okay, so when you get to max level is when the game starts nodding to Guild Wars 2 and you get world quests. The replacement for the daily quest system. You go out to an area and some of these quests are based on the quests you did leveling up. Some of the more memorable ones are brought back as world quests, and then there's some other ones too, like in Val'sharah, there's an area where there's a ton of frogs running around or something like, or toads or something like that, and you gotta deal with the infestation and things like that. But you can get gear rewards, you can get order resources, you can get Blood of Sargeras crafting materials and things like that. You can get all kinds of things from these world quests. The unfortunate problem with that is that because the outdoor world is now usable again to this extent, it retains some concentrated coolness versus other forms of endgame content. Because of the outdoor world's heightened status in terms of staying relevant for longer, dungeon groups in Legion, I found, have been among the worst that I've ever paired up with. Let's fly to Azuna here and talk on the way down. Now, let's see here. We want to land, let's go a little ways away here. Illidari Perch, things like that, Fellblaze Ingress. Well, let's go to the Azure Wing Repose to see the blue dragons. But this is the thing. Because the outdoor world is so much more interesting at max level than in any previous expansion, the folks running dungeons, it's not like everybody's jumping into the dungeons. You already have the effect of a content drought, so everybody's used to face-rolling year-old content at the end of Warlords of Draenor, and now you have Legion. You have all these people that are having to remember how to play. That would have been there regardless of how Legion panned out. But because of world quests, dungeons just aren't as interesting anymore, which doesn't help your queue times any. Let's queue as DPS for Heroic, even though I'm not staying in the queue. Oh, it says 12 minutes, but guarantee it'll be longer than that. Also, the raid grind is kind of boring me because, the raid ready grind, I should say. Yeah, maybe there isn't a long, boring attunement quest, but getting your item level up through world quests and dungeons to the minimum level to raid with, that is most certainly something that it's just gotten boring really quickly. So we're in Azuna, which is the elf-themed area that I consider the Borean tundra of Legion. Kind of a mishmashed hodgepodge of elven ruins, and now here's some blue dragons, and there's an old blue dragon. And check it out, a literal mana pool. Yeah, Senegos, the old dragon, and this is actually technically a pool of liquid mana, so literally a big mana pool. I don't know if Blizzard intended on there being some kind of joke in that respect, but anyways, let's just fly around. Let's go flying over to Val'sharah as well. But that's the issue. And this is the issue that I have. This is the issue that I definitely would say I have with the whole thing with with Legion, is that it's easy to get burnt out trying to get yourself raid ready. So then what? But the thing is, because the outdoor world retains some viability versus other endgame content, then basically, yeah, it's should I expect the raid groups in LFR to get any better? And then, yeah, Return of Karazhan, that's going to be a mythic. Something you probably don't want to do pugs for. So, yeah, Blizzard's doing a good job coming out with more content and not getting into the ruts they were getting into with Warlords of Draenor. But unfortunately, it's 2016. These kinds of wander around the outdoor world being a goody two-shoe, that kind of stuff. I mean, this is something I could have done in Guild Wars 2 a couple of years ago. It came out in 2012. It's been a while. So, a little bit of lag when I landed there, but yeah, here we are. So here we are in a tree hugger hippie forest here, which gives me the worst frame rates in the game. Val'sharah. Is the world quest there? That's a wanted thing, etc. Where is that? Kill Nagas. Player versus player. Looks like the Toad quest isn't out there, but yeah, there you go. Dreamwalker's Pendant. Item level 820 plus versus what do I have? I have an 825. It's a Titan Forged. So that might actually be something. That might actually be something similar, but yes, in terms of getting geared up and things like that, because there's alternate routes available, and of course you have your order hall gear and your upgrades and things like that, there's less of a reason to be constantly stuck in the dungeons. So you don't really see the kinds of good groups running dungeons in the randoms anymore. You really have to have a guild and some friends again, which I suppose is a good thing in some respect, but it's just, if you want to be a goody two-shoe, yeah, it's perfectly viable. Just wander the outdoor world, be a goody two-shoe, and when you're ready to drop into a raid, do so. Really not much to it, actually. Still haven't completed the Paladin campaign, and there's a couple of things that are coming out in 7.1 that make the game a little more alt-friendly. I'm looking forward to those, but the thing is, this is all stuff that, wander the world, be a goody two-shoe, help fellow players out. The changes to the combat system so you can help out a player who's about to die. The changes to, like, Protection Paladins can do a little bit of off-healing to save someone's life, and then tank a monster, and then go tank a monster and help them out even further. This is all stuff that was in Guild Wars 2 years ago. The ability to be a hero and live another life and maybe not necessarily metagame as much. Before we leave, though, let's go to the inn. Okay, cat druid sleeping on the bed. What the? Oh, nice little T-Rex pet there. Where is Yeah, it helps if I actually look at the mini-map, because this game actually has one, unlike ESO. Let's go to the Traveler's Den. There is something interesting, though. One of the edges that WoW has traditionally had is the ability to get involved in the world, ambient creatures and things like that. Is this inn? No, this inn does not have... Wait, what's this? What's the green thing? Something. Some of the inns, like, you'll see a cat walking around. You can actually pet the cat or something like that. One of these other inns has a fawn or something like that. Let's go find one. Bradensbrook, the Gilnaen Village. Important, though, it's not Worgen. These folks got out of Gilneas before the Worgen curse showed up, so they're all entirely human.
I'm scared. What's happening?
And of course, they all have the posh accents and things like that.
Let me get a good look at you.
I also like watching lots of real football, unlike the stuff you Americans have. What's this football you have over there where they stop every 30 seconds? That's not good football. It's got to have Manchester United.
Okay, that's going a little overboard. And of course, dogs in WoW always have to do that. Jeez. Okay, Blizzard. Is the corgi pet that's supposed to be at the anniversary event gonna do the same thing? Woof, woof. Yeah. Now. Yeah. Pet the dog that's so small it's like cat plus plus. There's a night elf that has a little something. If he'd stop for a sec... Yeah, well, it doesn't help that the bodyguard guy, there we go. Petting. And you have do a little emote and things like that. Actually, it's almost like you're using a grooming brush or something with these pets in these inns. But just that extra bit of ambience. Kind of like the chairs that you can actually sit in. And the Wait a minute! Well, not these, apparently, but this game does have chairs you can sit in, tables you can sit at in the restaurants, and things along those lines, which is something that even Guild Wars 2 seems to have missed over the years, and things like that. Why do you want to have a Live Another Life RPG like this online without ambient stuff like that, being able to actually live another life and be engrossed in the world? But it looks like Blizzard's kind of slipping here, because I can't sit at this table. If I go inside the inn, I can't sit by the fire. Maybe I could, manual override with emotes. Sit. Oh wait, I could just hit the... Yeah, but he looks stupid. Yeah, who sits on a chair like that? Oh, and by the way, gotta love those Molotovs in the fireplace. Oh, man. What's this world coming to, man? But at least you can pet the dog. So, yay for immersion. Oh, yeah, your dog's not going to be shedding for... Got all the extra fur out of him. So for those of you... the demographics report for Twitch tells me that a lot of the folks watching these videos are from the Twitch community and not coming over from YouTube, so I should probably explain. This is my first character in WoW, and first character is like an avatar myself, so to speak. Actually,
Get going.
Get gabbing or get going. Actually, they are inspired by the avatar character from Ultima. Those of you who remember the Ultima games, maybe even Ultima Online, but the Avatar in Ultima, I this whole idea of mad-libbing yourself into an RPG, and that's why this guy is a big paladin, but he plays around with engineering and kind of brainy stuff like that. So kind of like I tinker with electronics and computers in the world outside of video games, and yeah. So here's the corruption of the Nightmare. And Garden of the Moon, former Temple of the Loon, and there are no spoilers here, but some lore characters unfortunately become raid bosses. You'd think Blizzard was running out of raid bosses with big lore characters, so they put this nice little twist into, oh, we need more raid bosses, let's kill some more lore characters. Hey, how can we get these lore characters that otherwise wouldn't be raid bosses to be raid? Oh yeah, the Emerald Nightmare, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah. Alright, I don't even know why I even hit the thing to fly to High Mountain, but basically, that's basically it with the world quests. I can wander the world and be a goody two-shoe in this game, but then what? Especially when the new Karazhan is going to be mythic only. I mean, I'd have to make a lot of friends very quickly. Well, it's an MMO, it's supposed to be social. Makes me wonder when it's going to get nerfed. You remember how Blizzard was tuning down difficulty in order to make content experienceable by all, or something like that. Oh, look, it's High Mountain. What does it do again?
High mountain stance.
Don't worry, we're not going to do that again. So the Drogbar are attacking Thunder Totem here. Would have liked to have flown off and stuff like that, but it looks like the game has other plans. I do like the combat system and tanks and healers not being too far behind the DPS in terms of damage potential. But quite frankly, I don't feel like fighting these guys. At least not on film. But the good news is with the revamps to tank paladins, a lot of the class fantasy, not just class fantasy, but this guy I always imagined was some kind of sword and board kind of guy. But notice the bar down in the corner though. This is basically Apexis Dailies 2.0. But they've blended it in such that you don't mind as much. You don't have to haul yourself out to an area and then grind away. It actually makes sense. In a sense, yeah, it is repetitive. You know, this stuff is repetitive. Can we heal those guys? Or we need bandages. I think we need bandages to heal those folks. Yeah. There's some kind of bandage item I can get to heal them back up and progress the quest that way. Oh, look, stack of bandages. I wonder what those are for. Alright, let's be Mr. First Aid guy here, even though we're freaking Paladin here. There you go. I just healed you a bunch of times, but now the bandages will miraculously... Right. Well, look at all the health that they're getting back. Aye, aye. You're going to enjoy getting me, eh? Come and get it. I haven't yet unlocked. There's a DPS Paladin, Ret Paladin Blood Elf guy that I haven't yet unlocked, and maybe when I get bored of ESO and come back to this game or whatever, it's... So yes, Gilnaen is an avatar character of sorts. He's got a significant other, Lauren Lockhart, or Madame Lockhart. It's kind of like it's kind of like a nod to the Final Fantasy and JRPG roots I have with this genre. Started out playing Super Nintendo JRPGs back in the day. My folks thought I was outgrowing video games because I was beating them so quickly, but the big deal was just hours of content weren't there. I mean, you only do Super Mario 64, full run through all the stars X amount of times, but once I discovered RPGs and hours of entertainment from one game, it was all over. He didn't say it. He's not saying it because he's fighting. Yeah, 61%. So, let's actually see how much killing one of these... Ooh, yeah, see that? It's closer to... From 61% to 69%. So it's not like that Kill 10 Boars garbage with the Apexis dailies where everything was like 1%. What does bandaging do? We go from 69 to 69, dude. That's a dated reference. Hey, come on now. I just used a bandage on her. Let's try another one. There we go. Yeah, 69 to 82. So if you want to get these over with real quickly, be a medic. Well, it's only a tiny bit faster than killing those guys. Oh, maybe not. 82 to 90. You know what? Let's do what prop paladins have been good at for years. Porcupine a bunch of these guys. And let's taunt that one to get a third guy into the mix. This'll finish the quest for sure. Hey, look, a hunter. There we go.
Lesson in not overextending my forces. I appreciate your help.
And of course there's one idiot that will not die, even though the event is over and the others disappeared. Okay. So, let me guess.
What brings you here?
I have just...
Oh, those are regular Tauren. Let's find the ones with the moose antlers.
High mountain stand.
How did I guess? That would be the first thing they said. Likewise with... Nope. And there goes some folks doing some quests and things along those lines. So yeah, that's pretty much what a world quest is. You're doing that, or you're doing something else, or something like that, but it isn't unlike the outdoor... It's not unlike the outdoor world events in Guild Wars 2. I mean, wander around Queensdale, save the dam from the harpies again. It's really not all that different. But that's the thing. The problem with all... it's nice that WoW is catching up to its competitors. But the problem is, I've seen this before. A long time ago. Well, if a couple of years is a long time to some of you folks. But that's it. I've seen this before. Likewise, we also have Suramar, the 110 only area. You can go do some stuff there. There is Stormheim, the cartoon Skyrim, so to speak. At least the layout of the zone does remind me of Whiterun. But, you know, you get out and about with these world quests, and, yeah, it's... This is all stuff I've seen before. I'm glad WoW finally has it, but in terms of flashy new stuff, this is why I am backing away from this game in order to play ESO for a bit. Because ESO, I really like to see how Bethesda evolves this combination MMO and Elder Scrolls game thing they've been polishing up for the last couple of years. Let's just conclude this discussion with what is easily the weirdest PvP that I have ever seen in World of Warcraft. 10 plus years of goofing around in this game, and I've never quite seen anything like this. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not really anything even close to a PvP juggernaut, so I am about to get my ass kicked. Oh look, a bunch of people. The way this works is you kill the animals, and then you can use the animals as special mounts. Well, not kill them, but get them down. And so now I got this thing that lets me charge into other players and knock them off a cliff. There's other bizarre stuff, too. So, or just do that. It also allows for mounted combat. And there's also a dragon back there that lets you really be cheap and just dive bomb everybody to death. See, and of course, when the animals take enough damage, you can change over to... Yeah, now imagine doing PvP this way. Illidari Adept, huh? Someone trying to actually... Oh no, he threw his glaive and he hit me. See, some of these folks aren't even doing PvP. It's total free-for-all PvP, and you just hop on animals, you get different abilities depending on which animal you're riding. I don't know. But I suppose coming from the Vrykul... I suppose coming from the Vrykul, then... Oh, look! A bear and a hang glider, and... I suppose coming from the Vrykul, I should expect no less, along with the Fjord Fog. Yeah, I pretty much shouldn't have gone that way. Yeah, once this thing lands, and it will land, unlike that last little experiment we did, we can head back to the basement cathedral here and conclude things. Whoops! We appear to have taken a wrong turn over by Albuquerque. I did want to get the garrison... I did want to say something about the garrisons post-Legion launch. It looks like Blizzard is quietly nerfing stuff from Warlords so that the garrison is less and less interesting. But there is one use that I found for the old Warlords Garrison. If you have a tailor character, turn their garrison into a bag factory to get your character all hexweave bags. Because the new Legion bag is actually smaller, even though it takes the new Legion cloth. The 30 slot bags and stuff like that, I've got Smites Garrison in absolute total manufacturing mode to make those bags. Thank you for playing World of Warcraft. You rock! That's a nice little post-humble pie thing for Blizzard to put in there. And here is Smites Garrison, and she sports a plainclothes look for a priest nowadays. Working on the story behind that maybe she got kicked out of the priesthood because disciplined priests use a little bit of shadow magic nowadays. But yes, basically, converting... There's a regular inflow of resources, as you know, even though Legion's long been out. So basically, the idea here is to hexweave cloth the living daylights out of her garrison. And, wrong person. Basically, hexweave cloth the living daylights... What is that? Doodad Trade Skill Tailoring 001? Okay, fitting dummy, okay. Anyways, yeah, I didn't do much tailoring in Warlords. But the thing is, just put the bank and everything in here so you can have a bazillion work orders for sumptuous fur, send all your sumptuous fur over, and then put in a trading post to convert the garrison resources over to sumptuous furs. So that way you have a steady influx of resources, which become a steady source of sumptuous fur, which becomes a steady source of hexweave cloth, and then all you have to do is figure out the sorcerous earths to turn your tailor's garrison into a veritable bag factory. And that's exactly what I've been doing with Smites Garrison since the expansion launched. Everything else has been nerfed to death, but you get up to, every so often, check in, grab the resources, convert them over into sumptuous furs. If need be, grind some sorcerous earths by whatever means you want in Warlords content. But ultimately, my goal is every bag of every character, and I've got one of each class on this server, including a new Demon Hunter, every bag of every character on the server in both the bags and the banks, 30 slots, hexweave. It might take a while to do that, but it gives the garrison a little bit of coolness, even though Legion is actually out now. So yeah, now we can get back to the basement cathedral and call it with this Legion discussion. Gotta love it. It's almost like a secret clubhouse entrance. You find me in the club? Oh, well. Hey, that's probably a dated reference nowadays, too. Home Sweet Basement Cathedral. With the generic Stormwind, and of course the same background music as the Stormwind Cathedral. There's the people swinging hammers, and yeah, let's get back to the altar. Now, there is one important thing here. This is kind of churchy and whatnot, but, oh wait, is that what I think? Nope.
Well met.
How come there are no guy sunwalkers in the congregation in the basement cathedral? I see Draenei, I see Blood Elves, I see,
What can I do for you?
Tauren ladies, but, come on. You mean to tell me that, well, I don't know if that's supposed to be a statement about anything or something, but... yeah, I know it's just kind of, decoration type stuff and ambient atmosphere stuff, but why are there no Guy Taurens in the sanctuary at this place? Something I can't quite figure out. And likewise with that, is that Uther's hammer? Oh, wait, another chair you can't sit in. Bravissimo, come on, Blizzard. People have complained about the... yeah. Actually, I shouldn't act surprised. I found out about that when I tried to pretend to be a priest. Oh, look! Paladin with Death Knight gear. And lagging out? I don't know. Yeah! Truth Guard! I've unlocked some appearances. Got the nice golden thing here. Here's the original. There's the red one for people that like red. And, of course, purple for you Draenei lovers out there. So, let's conclude the coverage of WoW Legion for now as patch 7.0 draws to a close. Is Legion a bad game? No, Legion is not a bad game. It is not anything at all like... Oh, shoot. I turned my sword purple. Whoops! No, I want it to be golden, darn it. And, of course, turn the UI back on now. There we go, that's better, as opposed to... yeah. Better than the transmogs. That's the interesting part, because transmogs do go over the artifact stuff, but yeah. Okay. So, no, actually Legion is pretty good. It's just that I've seen a lot of this stuff before in other games. So, the concentrated coolness isn't there as much. It's good that WoW finally has this stuff. Maybe Blizzard can continue catching the game up to some of what the other MMOs have been up to these days. I mean, I've seen Star Wars The Old Republic, as well as ESO so far, doing things that you never see in WoW, even if there's still something resembling a subscription fee available, like the ESO Plus membership. It's just... yeah, I'd like to see WoW catch up a little more, but sadly, they've wandered into Guild Wars territory and become the game that I'll take a look at if I'm not interested in playing something else at the time. Hopefully, some of the content that they release with the new ideas for no more yearly expansions and things like that, can actually can solve this problem. For now, though, I think I'm going to check out ESO, and maybe come back to this game when I get a little bit bored with it. So don't interpret me ending the coverage of WoW Legion as me giving up on this game, because I'm not. Matter of fact, this is going to put me behind in terms of the progression, in terms of artifact power gains and the whole 9 yards. But, I want to see what ESO's about. One Tamriel is out, so let's check it out. And give a nice little nod to my RPG roots, going all the way back to Morrowind and even the JRPGs on the Super Nintendo. So that is that with that. Thanks for watching, everybody. This is Jay, a.k.a. MultimediaJay, for Play Some Stuff. Till next time, this is MultimediaJay, signing off. Thanks for stopping by. and game on.